سبحان الله العظيم سبحان الله وبحمده 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 سبحان الله العظيم.
You know, there's nothing more full of malarkey than science. Modern science relies totally on itself. It is the worship of men. There's nothing scientific about it. There is nothing scientific about arrogance. Anytime that you think that men know so much they cannot make a mistake, you get the Piltdown man. The Piltdown man, discovered in Piltdown, England, was passed as the missing link for years. It was used to prove that Europeans were superior. Later, it was debunked. After nearly a century, it was debunked as a fraud. It was the skull of a human being with a jawbone of a monkey superimposed, and it fooled the scientists for decades. When you rely only on yourself and you think that man knows it all, you get people like Alan Sokal. Alan Sokal wrote an article full of nonsense, purposely, and he sprinkled scientific jargon here and there and passed it to a research team who approved it and published it the very same day that Alan Sokal admitted it was a hoax. When you rely only on science, you get the bell curve, a racist bit of propaganda passed off as science by a man who won a Nobel Prize. Yet and still, he was too stupid to know that he was not superior just because of the color of his skin. When you rely only on science, you get Mein Kampf, that was directly inspired by Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. When Hitler wrote Mein Kampf, or Mein Struggle, he based it on Darwinism. He praised Charles Darwin. As a matter of fact, Adolf Hitler said, if you subtract the contributions of the Nordic German, you have nothing left but the dance of apes. This is what Adolf Hitler said, because he saw the people who were not European as apes. He saw them as monkeys. He saw them as less than a human being, because Charles Darwin himself saw Asians and blacks as subspecies. Read his book. Read The Descent of Man. Read The Origin of the Species. It's a racist bit of propaganda. Islam doesn't teach that. If you want to know what brings people together, you study the Quran. You study the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look what he done for women. You talk about Islam oppresses women. There are cultural idiosyncrasies today in every society. Arab, European, Western, and Eastern that oppress women. Islam, however, gave women the right to vote 1,400 years ago when they had no right. Islam gave women the right to live when the ignorant pagan Arabs were burying their daughters alive. That's what Islam did for women. Some of the greatest scholars of Islam were women, like Aisha radiallahu anha. And yet and still, you open your mouth to say Islam degrades women. You degrade women with your Hugh Hefners, with your Larry Flints. You know what I'm talking about. You degrade women with your magazines using the woman to sell everything from hamburgers and hot dogs to cars. That's what degrades women. If you worship nothing but science, getting back to my point, if you worship nothing but science, you will go astray, because science is not the real thing. Science is a sign of the real thing. It's like going to New York and you see a billboard advertising New York City. The billboard is not New York. It cannot give you the things New York will give you. It's just a sign that the real thing is coming. Science is a sign of Allah, a sign of His wisdom. Look at the zebra, how it stripes are designed for its survival, to deceive the lion. That couldn't be an accident. You see, when the zebras are in a herd and the predator looks at the zebra, the predator gets confused because the zebras look like one large mass. So are you telling me that the zebras got together and evolved that? Look at the polar bear, how he is designed for his environment. Look at the beauty in that. Look at nature, and it points towards intelligent design. Look within yourself, and you see you are empty if you are godless. And never has a person ever increased their morality by becoming an atheist. You can't name one person who left Christianity, left Judaism, left Islam, or even left Hinduism or Buddhism and became an atheist and became a Mahatma Gandhi or a Martin Luther King or even a Malcolm X. It doesn't happen. Everybody who leaves a religion, they don't go up, they go down. This is a fact. And they turn to justify things that are injustifiable. That's what happens. That's all I gotta say. I'm finished. I'm through. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.